Let me ask you something uncomfortable. You got a raise last year, maybe two. Your income is higher than it's ever been. And yet, if someone asked you right now how much you've saved in the past 12 months, the answer would either embarrass you or confuse you. That's not bad luck. That's not the economy. That's a pattern. And today, I'm going to show you exactly where your money is going, and more importantly, how I stopped it. I'm not going to talk to you about budgeting apps or cutting your morning coffee. That advice is lazy, and you've heard it 1,000 times. I'm going to talk about the 20 specific habits that rewired how I think about money habits that didn't require a massive income, just a massive shift in perspective. By the end of this video, you'll see your own spending differently. I promise you that. The invisible drain. Here's the thing nobody tells you about money leaks. They don't feel like leaks. They feel like living. The $14 subscription you forgot about 3 months ago doesn't hurt. The $8 delivery fee on Tuesday night doesn't sting. The upgrade to the newer phone model feels almost responsible. It's an investment in my productivity, you tell yourself. But here's the math that changed my life. I sat down one afternoon and added up every single recurring charge leaving my bank account. Not the big stuff, the small stuff. Streaming services I use twice a month. A gym membership in a city I no longer lived in. A software tool I'd signed up for during a free trial and never canceled. The total? $340 a month. $4,080 a year. Going nowhere. That was my wake-up call. Not a book, not a podcast, just the raw, ugly number staring back at me. So let's talk about how I fixed it one habit at a time. Audit your subscriptions like a CFO. Every single month, I open my bank statement and go line by line. Every charge gets one question. Did I consciously choose to spend this today? Not, did I sign up for this at some point? Did I choose it today? If the answer is no, it's gone. No hesitation. You can always resubscribe. You cannot get that money back. This one habit recovered over $300 a month for me in the first year. That's $3,600 from doing nothing except paying attention. Automate your savings before your brain wakes up. Most people save whatever is left at the end of the month. That's why most people save nothing. By the time the end of the month arrives, the money has a job. It's already been committed to a dinner out, to a thing you bought on sale, to an expense that felt urgent at the time. The fix is brutally simple. On payday, before you touch a single dollar, an automatic transfer moves a fixed percentage to a savings account. You never see it. You never miss it. Your lifestyle adjusts to what remains. I started at 10%. Within 6 months, I was at 22%. The discomfort lasts about 2 weeks. After that, you don't notice. Stop eating out as a default. I want to be careful here because this habit gets misrepresented constantly. I'm not saying never go to a restaurant. I'm saying stop treating restaurants as the default answer to what's for dinner. When eating out is a special experience, a real occasion, a celebration, a conscious choice, it's worth every dollar. When it's a reflex because you're tired at 7 p.m. on a Wednesday, it's just an expensive way to be lazy. The average household spends over $3,500 a year on food away from home. A lot of that isn't memorable meals with people you love. It's forgettable lunches and convenience dinners that you won't remember in a week. Cook in bulk on Sundays. Plan 5 meals in advance. Make the default answer to what's for dinner already solved before Tuesday's exhaustion makes the decision for you. The 7 2-hour rule for every non-essential purchase. I used to buy things the moment I wanted them. The dopamine hit of clicking add to cart is real, and the retail industry has spent billions engineering it. Now, I have one rule. Anything that isn't a genuine necessity waits 72 hours. That's it. I write it down, I set a reminder, and I come back to it 3 days later. What I found shocked me. About 70% of the things I wanted urgently at 11 p.m. on a Thursday, I didn't want at all by Sunday morning. The desire had evaporated. The money stayed in my account. The purchases that survive the 72 hours, those are the real ones. I buy those without guilt. Negotiate everything. And I mean everything. Your internet bill is not fixed. Your insurance premium is not fixed. Your phone plan is not fixed. These are opening offers from companies who are betting you won't push back. Most people don't, which is exactly why the people who do push back save hundreds of dollars a year with a single phone call. Every year, I call my internet provider and tell them I'm comparing offers from competitors. Every single year, they find a way to lower my bill. Last year, $35 a month saved. That's $420 for a 1-2-minute phone call. You will never find an hourly rate that good. Calculate cost per use, not price. This single mental shift will change how you shop forever. A $180 pair of shoes you wear 3 times a week for 3 years costs you 34 cents per use. A $40 pair you wear twice and throw out costs you $20 per use. The expensive item was cheaper. Always ask, how many times will I actually use this? Divide the price by that number. That is what it costs. This reframe works in both directions. It justifies buying quality things you use constantly, and it exposes the deals that are only deals if you actually use them, which you won't. Mid-video re-engagement. We're halfway through. Here's what I want you to do right now. Think about the last 3 purchases you made that weren't food or bills. Just 3. Ask yourself honestly, would those survive the 7-2-hour rule? Would they pass the cost per use test? Most people watching this will feel something uncomfortable right now. That discomfort is valuable. Stay with it. Track every dollar for 30 days. Not forever, just 30 days. Most people think they know where their money goes. Almost nobody actually does. I was convinced I spent about $400 a month on food. When I tracked it, the real number was $680. I had no idea. The tracking isn't about punishment, it's about visibility. You cannot fix a problem you cannot see. Do it once. Use a spreadsheet, use an app, write it in a notebook. The tool doesn't matter. What matters is that for 30 days, every dollar gets acknowledged. After that month, you'll never need to track obsessively again. The patterns will be burned into your brain. Eliminate fees completely. Bank fees, ATM fees, late payment fees, overdraft fees. Americans pay an average of over $300 a year just in bank fees for the privilege of a bank holding their money. That is one of the most absurd sentences I have ever heard, and yet most people accept it without question. Switch to a no-fee bank account. Set up autopay on every recurring bill. Never use an out-of-network ATM again. These are one-time changes that save you money every single month, forever. 1 hour of setup. Lifetime savings. Kill lifestyle inflation before it kills your wealth. This is the one that breaks most people, and most people never even see it coming. You get a raise, life gets a little nicer, you move to a better apartment, you upgrade the car, you start buying the better version of things. Within 18 months, the raise is gone, fully absorbed into the new lifestyle, and your savings look exactly the same. This cycle repeats every few years for most people. They earn more and more, and somehow the financial pressure never goes away. I made a decision early on. Every time my income went up, my lifestyle stayed flat. Every additional dollar went to savings and investments first. Only after those were funded did I allow lifestyle upgrades, and even then, modestly. The result? The gap between what I earned and what I spent kept widening. That gap is wealth building, nothing else. Buy used, buy quality, buy once. New cars lose 20% of their value the moment you drive off the lot. New phones cost $1,200 when a 2-year-old refurbished version does 95% of the same things for $300. I have bought almost every car I've ever owned used, in cash, from a private seller. I have never had a car payment. The money that would have gone to car payments has been invested instead. The math on this over a decade is staggering. The average new car payment in 2026 is over $770 a month. Invested instead at average market returns over 10 years, that's over $130,000 in wealth traded for slightly newer transportation. Buy reliable used. Drive it until it's done. Repeat. Stop buying things to solve emotional problems. Retail therapy is real, and it's designed to feel real. When you're stressed, bored, frustrated, or anxious, buying something gives you a momentary sense of control. The industry knows this. Every sale, every limited time offer, every "you deserve this" ad is engineered to catch you at your weakest moment. The habit I built: when I feel the urge to buy something that isn't on a list I made in advance, I ask myself what I'm actually feeling right now. Usually it's not a desire for the thing. It's a desire to feel better. And there are cheaper ways to do that. Build multiple income streams, starting small. Frugality has a ceiling. There's only so much you can cut, but income has no ceiling. I started building side income while still working my main job, not by quitting and betting everything, just by consistently putting a few hours a week into something that could eventually pay me. Most of what I tried failed. That's fine. The one thing that didn't fail changed everything. The point isn't to find the perfect side hustle on the first try. The point is to keep expanding your surface area until something connects. More attempts equals more chances. Give experiences instead of things. Gift giving is one of the most invisible budget drains in most people's lives because it feels wrong to talk about it. We buy each other things nobody asked for, that the recipient will use twice, that end up at the back of a closet or eventually donated. It's a wealth transfer to retailers disguised as affection. My rule: for adults, I give experiences or nothing. A dinner together, a shared activity, a genuine conversation about what the person actually wants. If they want something specific, I buy that. If not, I skip the obligatory purchase entirely. The holidays became cheaper. They also became better. Closing the real point. Here's what I want you to take from this. None of these habits are about deprivation. None of them are about punishing yourself for wanting things. Every single one is about one thing: making your spending intentional instead of automatic. The money is there. It's already flowing through your life. The question is whether you're directing it or just watching it disappear into habits you've never examined. Pick 3 things from this list. Not 20. 3. Start this week. Track the result for 30 days. And then watch what happens when you actually decide where your money goes instead of letting it decide for you. If you want to go deeper on the system, not just the habits, but the full framework for how money compounds and builds real wealth, I've linked the next video below. That one changed how I think about money permanently. See you there.